Teacups and Roses is the brand new collection from hot off the press, and I'm going to show you everything that's included. I'm going to start with the 12 by 12 papers because that's kind of where we always start. These are not papers, I did say papers, but they're cardstock, and there's 12 sheets. They're double-sided. You get kind of a preview here. I'm going to show you the scrapbook page and the card that's on the insert, and that's included with every single package. And here's what the papers look like. Just so pretty. Pinks and blues, very soft colors, yellows. We've got dots, we've got plaids, really fun, and we've got cheesecake, so that can't be wrong. And there's the backside with lace, oh so pretty. And here are a stack of teacups, and one spilling out full of flowers. Here's on the back side of that with some dots. Here we have green lace, and we get cake and cupcakes and all sorts of things. And there's the lace on the back of that. Here we have two groupings going on. Now, if you are a scrapbooker, you know that you're going to use this area for your pages, so your photos. But if you're a card maker, you can take this and make 4 unique cards out of every single sheet. We have designed it just so that you can do that. On the back of this, we have this really pretty plaid. We have this with some lace on the edge, and on the back just flowers all over the place. There are cutouts. There are a total of 32 of them because you get 2 sheets, and we've already matted them for you, and people tell me that they really like that advantage. So if the color works for you, just leave it. If the color doesn't, just snip it off and mat it, and I'll give you something to mat it with. And then we have a dot on the back of this. Now, I also pointed out that we have cardstock. Now, this is solid cardstock as opposed to the pattern cardstock that I just walked through. Now, this has 12 sheets, and there are 12 colors. Now, how did we do that, you might ask? Well, let me show you. So on the back of this medium pink, there is a light pink. On the back of this light blue, there is a medium blue. You get it? So it's really nice because you just get more shades and you have more flexibility. And so tell me what you think of that. Really fun, light pink, and then more of a kind of a Wedgwood, kind of a blue-gray. So that's what is in that collection. Again, you get 2 of every single thing. Now, what can you do with them? Well, let me show you. This is, in fact, this is that first sheet. As you can see, the photographs just fit beautifully, and matting on the solid cardstock, but also doing another mat of the pattern cardstock. So that's really fun. Now, I'll show you at the end the cutting dies that go with this coordination. Here is one of the cutouts and a little bit of journaling on the image on the paper. And here is the card. So really nice, very easy to do. You've got all of the tools in this paper collection. Now, speaking of paper collection, we also have a 6 by 6. And this has 24 sheets. We're going to get in closer so you can see them. They are the exact same papers that I just shared with you. We are getting in closer, huh, Steve? Is it working? And in this you get 64 cutouts, so that's really, really nice. And there is a card on the back of this also, because that's how we always do it. But let me show you. So here are the papers. Again, they are scaled down versions of the ones that you just saw. So there's the back of that with the lace. There we have our teacups and the dots on top of the plaid, the lace, and then the darker lace on the back. We have that split seam, and on the back we've got the plaid. Here we have the argyle, or I guess a diagonal plaid, and that all over. And then those cutouts. So again, 64 of those. You get 4 of every single paper I've just shown you. Now, the card on the back of that package shows a slim line, and you might be wondering, well, how do you do that with 6 by 6 papers? Because this is going to be 8 inches or longer. Well, what we do is use 2 different papers and kind of split them and cover the front of our card, and you can see what a nice job that does. And this is one of the cutouts couch. You are my cup of tea. Now we also have die cuts, and we have to back up for this. And there are 31 die cuts. They are on 2 sheets. So let me pull this aside and show you. And they're just going to drop right out. So as you can see, they also have the matting for you. Some of them, most of them have greetings or messages. Some of them do not, so that you can maybe stamp on them, you can layer them, you could put dazzles or a message cutting die. So that's going to work nicely. And an example of how you might use these, here's one card. And you can see the wishing you the best, the happy birthday from over here was used, as well as that cute little teacups, which is right there. That works really nicely. And here is another card, and with a whole variety of goodies from the die cuts. So that is a coordinating. Now, we also have chipboard. Now the chipboard is 5 inches square, almost 5 inches, and this is a really quality chipboard. I just need to tell you that. We also are going to give you an idea on the back of the package with what you can do. And here is that idea. Now, I think that Lene used the tri-blend markers to do the coloring, and you can, really nice to put them on one of the paper doilies, don't you think? That works very, very nicely. Now, I did mention that we have cutting dies. In fact, we have 2 of them. The first one is this, Teacups and Roses, and here's our teacup, but also we have some roses to go on it. Now, let me show you what you can do with this. Although there's just 1 teacup there are 2 handles. There's also some decorative elements. So there's an idea right there, but here is one that Debbie did. So there's the saucer, and she's got the teacups die cut out of different papers, out of the Teacups and Roses. She also did that little rose. It's right here. It's got the solid backing. She's got the leaves that are going right there. This little decorative element that's going up there. And these are designed, there is a cut in the teacup that's actually cut right there so that you can nest these one inside the other, just as was done right here. That's really fun, isn't it? Now, the second cutting die that we have in this collection is this. It's called Corner Roses. This is a way for us to get more roses in this collection. And I do want to point out this area because you do get the corner, you get things that you can layer on top of them, extra leaves, some swirls. But these are some ideas of what you can do with these. You can do a frame, you can do different corner treatments, you can do a single spray. So lots of ideas are on here. You saw one on the very first project, that scrapbook page I showed you, and here it is. Here is another idea. So the idea is that you get that corner, you can use the other elements to raise the flowers, to back them, and all those swirls are just ever so nice. So in this collection we have 2 cutting dies, Teacups and Roses and Corner Roses. We have our very popular chipboard. We have the 31 die cuts. We have the 6x6 papers, as well as the 12x12 solid cardstock and the 12x12 pattern cardstock. All of this together, all of it right now, and it's all here exclusively at paperwishes.com.